Heights, the big Zo, I'm out here. Gotta give a shout out to my homegirl, Auntie Lady Miz. Shout out to you. I love you. I appreciate you. Funerals don't count, spread love now. Keep doing what you're doing. Shoot for the stars, aim for the moon. Let's get it. One.
All right, y'all. I want to give a special shout out to From the Ground Up podcast.
Yo, what's up, world? This Mr. Official 703 from Alexandria, Virginia. Umbrella Inc. Music, Jersey and Things Clothing. Hey, I'd like to give a big shout out to From the Ground Up Productions. See y'all soon, man. Salute.
Yeah, what it do? I go by the name of Skip, SKYPP, and I'm rocking with From the Ground Up podcast. They're my people.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's star time. Boys enough Star Patterson Ambassador back for more. Lady Miz and Ray from the ground up. Lots of love, keep it dripping,
What's up, y'all? This is Digga birth name Rashia. Make sure y'all check out my girl Lady Miz and Ray on the new podcast From the Ground Up Productions. It's all love, it's all positive vibes, and make sure y'all go follow them on all social media platforms, Lady Miz and From the Ground Up Productions.
Hey, this is Sweet LD of Oaktown's 357. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sending a huge loving shout out to Lady Miz and Ray from the Ground Up Productions. Thank you guys so much. You were amazing. Appreciate you. Shout out always from Oaktown's 357, Sweet LD. Yes.
Yo, it's your boy Cash on Able, sending mad love from Cash on Able Studios to the From the Ground Up podcast. Y'all already know how we coming, man. Shout out to Ray, shout out to Lady Miz. Proud of what y'all doing. I'm so glad to be on your platform. Keep spreading the light, keep spreading the positivity, man. You know how we do. ATL in here, man.
Well, you already know the vibe. This your man, DJ Ray, 2 times on the So Classic Show on Time and Rhyme Radio. Just want to send a huge shout out to my homegirl, Lady Miz and Ray from the podcast, The Ground Up. Salute.
Chuchi Saunders from Chuchi's Milkshake Events. There's no other way to do it except for to do it. Go check out my girl Lady Miz from the Brown Up Production. She got you. You heard?
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Chanel Ray, and you are now tuned in to the dope podcast From the Ground Up, starring my girl Lady Miz and my boy Ray.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Stevie D of the legendary Force MDs. Giving shout outs to the Ground Up, Lady Miz, my man Ray. Y'all keep representing that. Support that. Peace.
2 time for your mind, 2 time for your soul. It's your man Shizzle with a whistle, and you checking out From the Ground Up. You understand? That's how we all start, from the ground up. It's your boy Shizzle, 1 time for your mind, 2 time for your soul. Nothing stopping you from success, but air and opportunity. Let's go get it.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the podcast from The Ground Up Productions with hosts Lady Miz and Ray. This is a universal platform, and there is nothing off limits. We talk about it all, and we keep it real. This is a no judgment zone, so come as you are. If you are a professional, entertainer, author, comedian, entrepreneur, or just someone who wants to get something off their chest, well, let your voice be heard here on From the Ground Up Productions. Sponsorship and other opportunities are available from The Ground Up Productions. Turning nothing into something. There's only one way to go from here. And now, here are your hosts, Lady Miz and Ray.
Yeah. What's good, people? What's good, everybody out there? Please let me know if you can hear me. We're doing another test run, but you know we're talking about a lot of things that's going on. What's today? I was going to say Monday, but it's Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah.
I don't know what the hell day it is. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot to chop it up with y'all. about. But first things first, I need to know what. Oh, Cisco, you starting early. All I want to know is y'all can hear me clearly. Cause yo, for real, man, listen, we got a lot to be talking about. But Cisco said crab in the barrel ass. Yo, pump the brakes real quick. But we gonna get to them though. We definitely gonna get to them. For real. What's up, Shaki? What's up, Karen? What's good, King Charlie Prince in the building? Make sure y'all share this live. Y'all already know what it is. We are live and on and popping. Listen, today is a deep topic. And did I even do my formal introduction? Like, this your girl, Lady Miz, and my co-host. I am so sorry.
They know who we are now.
If you don't know, you are tuned into From the Ground Up Productions. This is our podcast. I'm your host, Lady Miz, and this is my co-host,
Ray.
And we here to talk about many different topics. And a lot of times we like to talk about topics for entertainers, but then sometimes we got to talk about things that goes on in our community. So with that being said, again, I like to tell y'all to share this live right now, so that it can reach more people, because obviously y'all know how Facebook do. They be shutting us down. They only let a certain amount of people see our stuff, but it's all good because we got something for y'all. But I'm gonna stop talking about that because they be coming for me. But anyway, y'all, listen, I want to talk about how the hell did we lose our way when it comes to us as a community. Now, the first thing I want to start with is, what does that word mean to you? Community. What does that mean? What does that mean to you, Ray?
Okay. I would say the community means to me was with everybody coming together and bonding as one, taking care of each other.
Okay.
That's the community I grew up in. We all looked out for each other. No matter how mad we were with each other, our community stuck together with each other.
Okay, so that's your terminology of what a community is. Yeah. Okay, and I agree. For me, a community is almost like your family in a sense. You know what I mean? It's like I know that back in the day when I went out, right? Let's just throw this back there. I know that back in the day when I lived in Philly, even when I lived in Spring Valley on Columbus Avenue and stuff like that, we knew, your kids can go to the neighbor's house. You knew that everything was going to be A-okay. You knew that if something happened, your neighbor had your back. And I just feel like nowadays, like the neighbors, they don't be talking. They don't be talking that much to like the kids. We don't talk that much to each other. I mean, we got like one or two neighbors that we kick it with or whatever. But besides that, we live in a neighborhood, but we don't have a community. You understand? And I think that is a part of what's destroying our kids, because we're losing morals in a sense when it comes to understanding what it is to look out for each other, to have each other's back and stuff like that. Yeah, you're going to have fights and stuff like that. But yo, shit is getting crazy and it's getting worse. And we're going to touch on all that today.
I know in the community I grew up in, it's a lot different now, because back in the day, if you did some shit you wasn't supposed to do, you was getting your ass whooped more than once. Now these kids out here doing whatever the hell they want, and the parents ain't even whipping their ass.
Absolutely. You want to put those comments up there? So yeah, I'm gonna just read. Cisco Coleman said, a community is where everyone look out and police each other. Oh, we're going to talk about that too. The last four letters in community says it all. Unity. Okay, U-N-T-Y. All right. But standing for unity. That's right. That's what King Charlie Prince said. Absolutely. Yo, here's the thing. Let's talk about morals. We're going to talk about morals, right? So when I think about morals, I think about like the big mamas in the neighborhood, right? We spoke about this before plenty of times. It's like the big mamas in the neighborhood, they made sure that they kept the kids in order. They made sure that no matter what was going on in the family, there still was family structure, okay? So they knew how to, what you laughing at?
No. You could go ahead. I would tell you why. I would say it in a second. But
okay. So I guess you be distracting me when you laugh. I think you laughing at me like he about to cause destruction right here on the show. You know what I'm saying? Nobody playing. But seriously, all jokes aside, just having that family structure, no matter what was going on, they knew how to keep the family together, right? So kids had something to look up to. They knew what it was as far as respecting the adults in the family and who the elders was, and not to curse in front of them. There were certain morals. There were certain morals that was happening, or that we had. And now, in today's time, we don't have that. You understand what I'm saying? We got these kids, they will curse in front of adults. They don't have no shame in their game. The music, I mean, at least back then, I ain't gonna say we didn't have curses, but we knew like, yo, you couldn't play certain stuff around adults. Now they don't give a damn, okay? It's all about who ass could jiggle the most when they twerking. The adults is totally trying to fit in with the kids. And don't get me wrong, I like to have fun with my kids and do stuff with them to stay up to date on what's popping. But I'll be damned if you're going to catch me and my daughter with our asses out twerking. What kind of example would I be setting as a mother? Okay, it starts there, and it starts at home. It starts at home. And I'm just saying, when I look at everything overall, okay, we are really losing our way. And that shit is affecting us on all levels. So go ahead. Let me let you chime in. You tapping it real quick.
No. I was gonna say when you brought up the Big Mama thing, that you kind of touched on it already. The Big Mamas is right now doing TikTok videos with their kids now.
Well, I don't have an issue with a TikTok video.
I don't have it either, but
I think it's what you're doing in that TikTok video is what is. To me, it's like, oh shit, you know what I mean? That's what I think. You want to go ahead and read some of them comments and bring those up?
Cisco said we all defended Cardi B, now we mad.
Wait, what happened? Now we mad? Look, let me tell y'all, I like Cardi B. You can go ahead. I like Cardi B because I'm an adult and I know the difference between real life and entertainment. Just like I could sit here and watch Scarface or something else, but I know that it's just entertainment. You know you're going to see him in a different movie doing something else. I think it's up to us to limit and supervise what our kids are listening to, because their brains, I don't think, is fully developed in the reasoning part yet, when you break it down on the psychology level. So you still got to lead by example and teach. So, at the end of the day, we all listen to different stuff. I'm not going to say I approve of what she put out there, but adults should be able to handle it, but it's not for the kids.
Well, you got to also blame part of that. We can get mad with Cardi B all we want, but the radio, there was a point where at a certain hour during the day, radio didn't play that, Now the radio plays whatever the hell they want all day long. But I know after a specific time at 8:00, the adults was able to be adults. Right. Now our kids is up to 3:00 in the morning with their phones in their hands. Talk about what? Bedtime.
That's a fact. Now listen, guys, I'm gonna touch on this topic real quick. This is a serious topic. And this morning when somebody sent me a message, and I don't know if that's cool or not. Okay, somebody sent me a message, and it was a shooting in Spring Valley, and someone was killed. I shared the news clipping. It was a very small clip of a video news clipping, and then I ended up finding out that it actually was a family member of mine's son that was murdered. So we want to talk about gun violence. You understand what I'm saying? Like that made me really sick to my stomach, not just because it's somebody that I know, right? And somebody's child and somebody that, it's just, I'm a mom. And when we talk about all these things that's going on in the community, and we talk about the police killing us, we got to really start looking at us. This is a serious freaking matter, y'all. Like, for real, everybody we talk about the defunding the police. Okay, now let's take a quick thing. The police have fell back. Everybody knows it. It's like the talk of the town because of what? They mad because of how things are, because they defunded them, because of all the stuff that happened, because of the Black Lives Matter.
They're just talking about it.
Okay, whatever the situation is, they not happy with it, so they not doing their job. But then why are you at work? You signed up for this. You understand what I'm saying? It shouldn't be I'm mad because I can't kill you. But I ain't even going to put this on them. We got to bring it back to us. Because at the end of the day, it's still us killing us. And that right there is something that people, like, we act like we don't want to address the murders that go on within with the Black community, Black and brown people, etc. But if you keep trying to point the finger at everybody else instead of looking within, then that means that you're going to keep deflecting, never really taking accountability. And when you don't take accountability, your kids pick up that habit. And then they're going to continue to do, they're going to do what they see or what they think is okay.
It's difficult to say, but I'm going to say you can't just say it's on the parents. I'm not going to say that it's not on the parents. But a lot of things is different now, but we're not going to leave out the fact because everybody always goes, it's always a single parent home. But unfortunately, the way our economy is set up in our neighborhoods, we spend more time at work now than we actually do with our kids. So,
well, I mean, that's very true too.
Sometimes you got parents out here now working 3-4 jobs just to make rent. So when you spend and let's say 8 hours a day, 16 hours a day, you can't be with your kid all the time.
That's very true. That's very true. I mean, at the end of the day,
they don't give them an excuse though, but that's where it starts.
Well, here's the thing that you got to understand too. And then you could go to some of those comments. I seen big shout out to Al Mosley on the check-in. We're going to read your comment in a minute. The thing is, it's hard. It's very hard in today's time when you talk about stuff like that, even in the 2-parent households, it's hard for people to keep their head above water. Now, just think about how it is for a single parent trying to do that. It's hard for them to, and this is why this is designed to be that way, because the more that the parent can't be there, right? The more that the parent can't be there to really supervise their child the right way. By the time they do their 9 to 5 and they come home, they got to cook, they got to do this. Maybe they got to help with homework. They tired as hell. They're going to sleep. And then tomorrow they're going to get up and do the same thing all over again, right? They're going to do the same thing all over again. And what is their reward? Friday and Saturday. So now that's turn up time, right? That's because probably some people are stressed like, I deserve a break. I deserve something for me to be happy. But then when that's happening, we're losing our way to really focus on our children. Sometimes I got to tell myself, like, I'm constantly going, like, damn, I got to fall back and focus on my family too. Because if you don't, they're going to find other things to do. And technically, to be honest with you, the video games ain't all them.
You can't blame the video games. I'm gonna tell you what.
Wait, I didn't say that.
Okay.
You did not listening.
No, I'm about to say.
I said it's not all them. Yeah, so you gotta pay attention. It's not all about the video games. The only reason these kids have nothing but time to do that is because we're not giving them other things to do. Now, don't get me wrong. They not like us where they can use their imagination like we did when we was growing up. You know what I'm saying? We used our imagination and we knew how to make things happen, have fun, do different stuff. But they don't really have that. And part of that goes back to the community. It goes back to the community because guess what? You might see it a little bit in some neighborhoods. How many kids do you see outside playing double dutch, hopscotch, even doing jacks, certain things that can get them to use their hands so that they have strong motor skills. A lot of times, some of these kids have OT, occupational therapy, because they don't know how to use their hands because we're not giving them the right things to play with and use so that it can make them evolve and make their brain work. We had stuff where we were doing like the hand thing with the shoe. You know what I mean? We had so many different things. And today they just have the video games. Now, I'm not saying that the video games don't teach anything. I'm just saying that I'm telling you, it's us. Honestly, it is us. I'm taking the blame for this.
Honestly, I'm going to say it's 2 things on it, all right?
Mm-hmm.
First thing is we stop whooping our kids' ass. It's simply put, our kid. I know a lot of people like, oh, that's too abusive. Nah, sometimes your kid needs an ass whooping. The talking don't work. Also, when we look at it now, these kids are living life like a video game. They're looking at life like YOLO. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna just do whatever I want because you got one life to live, and they end up spending that one life in prison. And that also becomes where they have no fear because I know I got my ass whooped a lot. A lot of times I'm not even saying a lot of times. Every time I got my ass whooped, I know I deserved it.
I don't think I deserve every ass whipping. I don't know. You can claim that if you want.
I deserve every ass whooping I got. It was what it was because sometimes I was being hard headed. So, I got checked.
What's up, Monique Parker? We see you. What's good, Mama? Yes, we are live. Y'all know when we live, we shouting y'all out. We calling y'all name. Y'all know what it is. But yeah, listen, like I said, at the end of the day, I think that we can do better. And it's not to take the blame off of people and them, I guess, their accountability for what they do wrong. I'm just saying at the end of the day, the leadership in the community starts with the adults. It really starts with us. And technically, our parents, either our grandparents are no longer here or they're very old, or our parents are getting older and they're tired, right? So just like, you got to teach. So the question is, what are you teaching the ones coming up after you? When you look at your everyday life and what you're doing, what are you teaching them? Because a part of that has to do with your community. When you look around at everything that's going on around in your community, what do the leadership look like? What do the parents look like? And that is who is really setting the example for these kids. I don't care what nobody say. I'm not saying that you can't be a great parent and still go out and your kid go out and do stuff. That can happen. And that's not the parents' fault. But all I'm saying is some of these things are very obvious to see what's going on when it comes to parenting. I ain't knocking nobody's parenting skills because I'm not a perfect parent. I try my best, but I'm not perfect. But there are some things that you got to understand that if you're doing certain stuff, you're drawing a line and it should never be happening as a parent. Your kids really will not respect you the way that they should be respecting you because then they're going to start looking at you like you're one of their little friends. And then because maybe you feeling guilty, because maybe you got to go to work all the time or whatever it is, you can't do certain stuff. So you just try to make up for it by letting them get away with stuff or doing things with them just so you can feel connected to them that you shouldn't be doing. And that is not setting an example.
I still stand by whooping their ass. Because I'm going to tell you, when you hear about these kids shooting now, even these grown-ass men out here shooting before they even raise their fist up, that's because they weren't getting their ass whooped at home. My first ass whooping taught me, you could throw your heads, yo.
Are you on that? Yeah. Yes. I mean, you definitely got to know how to do that. But at the same time, let's bring it back to the gun violence and defunding the police. At the end of the day, guys, we got to do better with our kids. We have to do better with our children. It is so important.
I know we always like to put it on our kids, but it's not our kids out here are not the only ones out here bugging. It's these grown-ass adults too.
Absolutely. I believe that it is the adults that's out here
following adults. They are out there following grown-ass men doing dumb shit.
Listen, people do not care like that anymore. Some people just, when they look at a certain situation as to what's going on in the community, what makes it, I guess I'm going to say sad, is the fact that they lose hope. They lose hope. And the reason that they lose hope is because it doesn't look, I mean, when you look at certain things, it does look like that. Sometimes I look like, damn, it ain't no hope. It's no hope because the examples that's being set. I mean, if you don't have leadership, if you don't have adults that's really showing you the right way, kids know. Don't think that they don't know, like, this shit is not supposed to be like that. They're very smart. So when they see you act in a specific way, trust me, they know.
What's up, Mark? How you doing? Oh, we gonna play some of these comments here. I'm gonna start with Karen. Karen said gun violence in Milwaukee is off the charts. 4 murders in 6 hours yesterday.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
King Charlie Prince, they don't allow us to discipline our children. Yep. They rather for the police to discipline the children. Yep. And that's where it is. That's what I said. Ass whooping started home. I'm gonna tell you now, I don't care with nobody. If my son gets caught by the police and he stands in front of a judge, I'm whooping his ass. And when the judge asks me why I whoop his ass, so you don't have to continue to do it.
Love you too, DJ Cisco. Man, listen. We want to talk about one of the other things that's important in the community is the disrespect that they got for women. So I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. The disrespect for women also plays a role in how your community is. If you don't respect the women in the community, that means that you don't respect the mother, the grandmother, the sister, the aunt, all of that, all of the women in the community. So to be going around, accepting certain terminology we shouldn't be doing it. Okay. Again, I'm not saying that people cannot be themselves, but at the same time, you have to take pride in who you are, and you have to make sure that when people refer to you, they're referring to you as something that is great, not something that is demeaning. Okay? Very important, because go ahead.
No. I'm gonna say now that you said that, believe it or not, in a sense, the women can change the community because the men aren't. And I hate to say that. And I say that because when women accept themselves as being bitches and they want thugs and drug dealers as boyfriends and husbands, that's what's creating these young kids. They're raising their sons like this. When you think, I want a drug dealer, I want a thug, I want a guy, that they're looking at you. If you got a kid in your house, it's what your kid sees too.
Absolutely.
So, and then I'm not going to say it's all on the women, but if women started saying, you know what, I want more from a man than a drug dealer and a guy who's going to end up spending life in jail or dead, then you'll start to see the shift on how men act.
Right.
But and I'm not, like I said, before women all start getting mad, I'm not saying it's y'all, because men still have to grow up and change. That also starts with how mothers raise their son. We have a lot of people. I grew up in a neighborhood where it was drugs everywhere, but that wasn't where my way of getting out the community. We have men who look at it, well, this is what's here for me. This is all I'm gonna do.
And another thing too is also teaching your kids value. It's okay to like somebody and all of that, but unfortunately, our people in our communities value a whole bunch of shit, and I hate to say it, but or stuff that they can't even afford. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Instead of valuing the things that really matter, like your family, you know what I mean? Like your health.
Time, the most important thing. When
Absolutely.
you look at our kids, we always leaving it on our kids, but it's the adults too. Adults don't value time. The adults don't spend time with their kids. And like I said, part of the reason, we work too much, but at the same time, nobody's taking time on their days off to even say, hey, let me see what my kids doing. Now it's time to, hey, let me do me.
Right. So at the end of the day, time is important. Your family's important. What's good, Mark? We see you want to check in. How you doing today? We talking about how did we lose our way when it comes to our community, which is so important. I think that this is a conversation we need to constantly have until we get it right, because we have not got it right yet. You know what I mean? And you have.
I'm gonna read some of the comments right now. Mark Durrett said, facts. These chaps aren't being taught respect in the home because some of the parents allow the kids to disrespect them, so they take it to the streets, disrespecting other women.
Yep.
Was it Cool to Pound said we build our community up and not one out.
Not what?
And not. I'm reading it wrong. We should build our community up and not one out.
I
read it wrong.
That's a good. You know what? Oh, that's a good point. No. I gotta touch on that. Who said that? What's his name?
Cutter Pounds.
Are we saying your name right?
Cutter Pounds. I said Cutter Pounds. I'm saying it wrong.
Yo, that right there means so much. And let me explain why. because we are products of that. And we got to keep it so real, right? Let's keep it 100. And some of y'all could relate. We left our neighborhoods that we grew up in, and we are now in, nope, let me backtrack. We left our communities that we grew up in so that we could bring and have a life for us and our kids and put them in a nice neighborhood. But when you do that, you lose the sense of what a community is. Everybody is in their own world with their nose up. They all think they the shit. You know what I mean? And there is no real coming together. There is no real unity within there. So he's right. We're supposed to build up, not leave. You know, I think Malcolm X, he said something like that.
Right. I don't disagree with that. I'm explaining to you why, in a sense, you have a choice now, you know, but when you look at, you know, our communities are plagued with violence. They're plagued with drugs. And a lot of times it's a whole lot of miseducation in our communities.
Absolutely.
So when you say build our community up, we got to also understand building up our community means building up the property value and something that don't even belong to us.
We're going to talk about that. But okay, go ahead.
So if we're going to start building up, the first build is to start owning our communities.
Okay.
You know, because, you know, like I said, I don't disagree with them, but we should own our community before we start building it up. And that's where our issues are.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel that I get where you're coming from. But let me repeat what you asked me to repeat. Okay. The things that we value. Now, when I made that statement, let me be clear so you understand what I mean by that. It doesn't mean that we can't have nice stuff. It doesn't mean that, you know, like just because we should not feel guilty if we're wearing a specific brand or if we're driving a certain car. Because if we have those things and someone else looks at us like we're not supposed to have it just because of the color of our skin or where we come from, we will feel insulted, feeling like we deserve to have what we want to have. But what I'm saying is we as a people, especially as Black people, we take pride. And I'm saying we because I don't want to separate myself. We take pride in, I got this Gucci, I got this Prada, I got this Chanel, I got this. And I like those things. I'm not going to act like I don't. You understand? But that's not an accomplishment. It's only an accomplishment for the person who sold you that shit. Because they branded themselves so well that they know that you're going to go out and spend 2 stacks on the pocketbook just because it got their name on it. Meanwhile, you probably don't even know, you know what I mean? And when I say you, I'm speaking of people in general that do this, not to nobody specifically, just to clear that up. Most of the people that's doing that can't afford to pay their rent. Yep. I'm telling you right now, people that even got these PPP loans, and this is why it all goes back to the community where our values come from. People that got these things, they took all this stuff just to buy certain things that don't have no value, to make somebody else rich while they still in the same predicament that they was when this shit started.
Cutter Pounds just said that. It was like, we got to make sure that it's something we could afford.
Absolutely. That's
when
the thing.
We are buying shit, you know?
Exactly. And that's, if you can afford it, to each his own. When they be trying to talk, let's say for Jay-Z, for instance, they be trying to say, oh, he ain't doing this or whatever. They try to talk junk, but he gives back to the community. And if he wanted to buy freaking bottle for $50,000, that's his money. You never can tell, even with Cardi B. People want to talk about what these people get and what they spend their money on. We can't tell people how to spend their money. The only thing that given our opinion is never think that stuff makes who you are. Because when you take all that stuff off, who are you then? You know what I mean? Because honestly, a lot of people get their pride, they get their self-esteem off of material items, likes and follows off of social media. If they took all this shit away today, who the hell would you be? Who would you be?
Yeah, I'm Cutter Pound said he grew up with rich white kids. They shopped at thrift stores and wore the same kicks from the year before.
Okay. And that's what I'm talking about. And that's the thing too. Again, going back to, I'm not saying that we should be like, oh, we got to wear stuff that doesn't look good. No, we could still look good and dress up and have all that nice stuff too. But sometimes the richest person in the room is the one that don't have on no name brand stuff. You know what I mean? They just got on regular Walmart clothes, but their bank account is full. Their stocks is up. They got investments here and there. They rich on paper, and their family has created generational wealth that they could pass down to their kids. We got to stop passing down debt. Okay. Yep. You know what I mean?
And funeral expenses. Our camera went out.
Give us, if y'all there, give us 1 second. We coming back. I don't know if y'all can hear us. The camera went out. But give us 1 second.
What the hell?
Okay, there we go. We have to stop. What was I saying?
We talk about generational wealth.
I forgot the whole shit.
Yeah, the camera went out and threw me completely off. Like, what the hell is wrong with this camera? You know?
I'm just saying, at the end of the day, we just really got to stop. We got to really make sure that we understand what the true value is of things. I actually did a blog about that because sometimes people, they value the wrong things. You know what I mean? You can't just sell me anything. I really don't give a damn about none of that. Yeah. Even with the music.
You touched on it too. You know, when we're talking about our community and we live in places where we don't own stuff, but we run out and we buy a $60,000 car, a $3,000 handbag, and guys running around wearing their whole outfit is $2,000, driving a BMW, but they live with their mother. That's issues there. That's issues because we have gotten so to the point where we don't own anything. And I'm not gonna say all our people, but a lot of us who grew up, who stay in our communities, don't own the community, and we don't want more than what we have, than we can get.
Well, let me say this to my people out there, okay? I'm gonna keep it so real with you. Are you chewing gum? What was that?
You started to get on my nerves.
I ain't doing nothing. All right, I'm getting on his nerves. I'm just asking a question. But so listen, that takes me back to what we have to stop doing. Stop complaining that the Jews are buying up everything. I'm tired of hearing it. I don't want to hear it no more. The Jews is buying up this. They taking over this. They taking over that. They're only able to do something because someone else is not doing it. Well, let's talk about some of the things that they're doing. What type of skills do they have that they're able to do that? First skill is they know how to come together. They know how to come together. I always say what they're doing is using the blueprint of what the Black Wall Street used to be. They got their own hospitals, they own schools. You understand what I'm saying? They own buses.
And they don't want none of us in
I don't care about that.
No,
I don't care. I don't care about being accepted.
No, I think you're taking it wrong. I'm not saying that it's not about being accepted. They want it for themselves. Like with us, when we get anything we want to include everybody. We want to make sure every community is a part of what we have instead of doing it ourselves and building up our communities.
I don't care about the including of anything else with anybody else. I understand where you're coming from. My main focus for
that's exactly what I'm saying.
My main focus for this is strictly the fact that our people are complaining about stuff, but the only reason that they are able to do it is because they know how to come together. They know how to plan without telling the world, well, we about to do this. You know what I mean? So that somebody could come in and try to destroy it. They secretly get together. They plan what they're going to plan. They put their money and resources together and they build together. We can't even set up a meeting without us beefing. You think about that. You know, if somebody want to be in control, everybody got egos, people want, you know what I mean? It's all these different things going on, and we can't even come together with a small meeting. So how the hell are we supposed to do this as a community?
I say the first thing it starts with too, in this myth that you know they constantly tell Black people that other communities don't vote. And it's wrong because Chinatown wouldn't be Chinatown if they didn't have the politicians in there that they want in there to make sure that they get the stuff that they want. It's the same thing with the Jews. It's the same thing with white people. It's the same thing in areas where most of their people control that area is because they got the politicians that are giving them what they want. We are constantly living in a black community, and nobody in that community, even black people who represent us or represent our needs for our community.
Go to some of those comments and pull those up. Cutter's making some good points here too. The police and the ambulance. Now, I mean, I understand where you're coming from, and I agree. I definitely agree. But I always still go back to saying though, right? At the end of the day, like all I hear is our people constantly complaining, talking about the problem, and never really get into the solution. You know what I mean? You can't. You're like, yo, for real, building up your credit is not hard. I help people build credit. Let me tell you. People don't even want to pay for the services to do that. And I tell them all the time, yo, it costs more to have bad credit than it does to fix your credit. You understand? But the problem is, see, the people don't see value into paying somebody who look like them for something because they feel that you don't deserve to have it. They'd rather go elsewhere. That's why the resources and our funds keep getting spent outside of our people. Because you rather be elsewhere. And this is not the Jews' fault. This ain't white people's fault. This ain't the police fault. This ain't nobody's fault but your own. I am not going to be one of them people that sit around and blame everybody else when I know that we have our own fixing to do. I know there's some grimy stuff going on. I know racism exists. I know police are killing each other killing us on a regular basis constantly. I'm not overlooking none of that. What I'm saying is we have to start from within. That's what I'm talking about, because everybody always want to focus everything outwards and not fixing stuff from within.
Well, like I said, I'm gonna start with Cutter Pounds. He said, look at all the black people that started stuff that got shut down because they just wanted to go public. Yeah, what happens? Black people who open up businesses or who try to do things that they want to get started, but when they go public with it, they're like, nah, we're gonna cut that shit off before it even gets started.
Right. And I mean, it happens. It do happen. You know what I mean? But you know what? Let me tell you how businesses stay afloat, because somebody is constantly there spending their money. Okay. How did they, I don't know, but how did they shut it down? By doing what? Did people not go?
I mean, Black Wall Street is in a purpose. They're not doing it anymore the way they used to do it. Mm-hmm. But you got to also remember, our communities are built with the red line districts where black people, even if you live in that community, the specific community is not getting a loan to build your stuff.
Right.
Black people aren't getting money for loans like they want to. We got to start out saving every little penny we got to get what we want, especially if you live in a community where they consider a community of no value. So even if you wanted to open a business in that community, if you're in a red line district, you may not even get the loan. And if you do, it's going to be crazy on interest, where it's going to set you back and bankrupt you or keep you broke.
Listen, the plan is always for them to allow the neighborhood to go to shit so that the value of it decrease so much so that when it's time for them to purchase it, okay, they get it for dirt cheap, fix it up, and then raise the price, right? So this is always the plan. So at the end of the day, when you look at what's going on and you look at a situation like that, all I got to say is like, it's just so many things going on in my mind.
I know Cutter Pound said, he said another one of them things he said, he said, and making people in those communities pay extra for permits. Right. We pay for extra stuff that most people wouldn't pay for.
Right. And it's true. I mean, when you think of, I forgot what I was going to say the other thing, but when you think of, what is it called? The redlining. I mean, I know it happened to us. When it comes, we were thinking about moving down south. We had the lady come appraise our house, and she telling me like we have another townhouse, like half the size of this house. And I know what that townhouse was selling for. Ain't no way in hell that we're close to that amount. Like the lady was I was looking at her like, is you serious? And it's sad because we hear other people say, oh, the value was going up. So you really got to be careful, because I watched this on the news where they did this to a black couple, and they had to get their friend or somebody they knew that was white to come in and act like I forgot what they did, but regardless, whatever they did, they ended up finding out that they were being redlined. And yes, these things do happen. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I was going to say, as far as cleaning up the community, we have to stop looking for people to come in the neighborhood and clean our communities up. We have to keep our communities clean. Why are you shaking your head? Oh, I know what you're going to say. Go ahead.
First, I'm going to say, what's up, Mr. Official? Welcome.
Mr. Official.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the reason why I'm saying no to that, right?
So you saying keep the neighborhoods dirty?
No, what I'm saying is not add to the dirt into the neighborhood, right? Because and I'll use the Bronx for an example. The way I grew up, the city is responsible for making sure that your neighborhood is clean. That's where taxes and garbage fees is paying for. But what happens is they don't do that. They don't take care of our community. The same tax money that we put in to make sure our community gets clean, they don't put the money towards that community, right? So the dirt, the shit that just falls onto the garbage cans that don't get done on a regular basis, and now we're out there having to clean it up, right? Now I'm not saying it's wrong for cleaning it up, but if we paying taxes, we should be represented the way our money is put into the neighborhood. What happens is we start getting in there, and I'm not saying because we do have a tendency to add to the dirt, to the garbage. I've seen people, I'm highly against when you finish with something, throw it in the garbage. I put something in my pocket till I get to a garbage can. But what happens is if we start cleaning up neighborhoods that we do not own, then we end up being already in the neighborhood where you could barely afford it. You clean it up, you make the neighborhood better. And now the owners who own the building raise your rent to where you can't afford to even be there. So you're taking care of their stuff so that they can get you out.
Well, I understand that part, but what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, nobody should be throwing garbage on the floor in the first place.
I agree.
That's where you really got to start.
I grew up in the Bronx. It's not always people throwing stuff in the garbage. Sometimes the garbage cans are so full, the garbage man don't even come around and pick the shit up. And that's where I'm saying where communities are not responsible for, they're not always responsible for making sure that the neighborhood is clean, because that's what the city is supposed to do.
Right. I understand now, for the taxpayers and stuff like that.
We shouldn't be pissing in hallways and pissing in that's one thing.
Right.
But if we're clean, if we're constantly doing what our tax money is supposed to do, then that is an issue. That is another issue in our community that's not being taken care of. And that also goes to Black people where we live at having the proper representation in our neighborhood. Because if we constantly have to go around and pick up the garbage, where's our money that we're paying taxes going? And then, like I said, that goes to who you have as a representative, because they have this myth that Black people don't need to vote.
Pull up Karen's. She said something. I wanted to see what she said.
She likes to support small businesses who get involved in their community and help out, but some will take advantage of others. That's the nature of business.
So, but what do you mean some will take advantage of others, Karen? Can you give me an example of that as far as the taking advantage of? I would like to know. And it is important to support these small businesses out there because
you got to. I'm just playing devil's advocate, because we always say support small businesses, but you got to also look at what businesses are in our neighborhood that belong to us.
Well, yeah, that's true in a sense, but but at the same time,
they're taking
letting them in. Okay,
and that's the problem.
All right, here's how you fix that. Fix your credit. Stop putting your insurance in other people's name. No, it's not funny, but it's we if you want to stop the shit, let's stop it. What does Charlamagne say? And I hate to use this terminology, but he say niggas gonna nig, right? So you got to stop nigging. All right, let's just keep it all the way real. Stop doing stuff that is not going to help you grow. Here are some of the things that you could stop doing that can help you grow. One, I already said, when it comes to, let's say, car insurance, some people think, I'm going to get a cheaper rate, but the car insurance is somebody else's name. Meanwhile, they're the ones that's receiving all the credit for the length of time of having insurance, Okay, this is benefiting the person that it's in their name. When you finally go get car insurance, it's going to be mad expensive because they're going to say, how long have you had your driver's license?
Yep.
How long have you had insurance in your name? All of that stuff matters. So you might as well bite the bullet early so that you can grow, so that things can get easier. Because the longer that you have insurance in your name, the cheaper your insurance will be, right? That's one of the things. The other things is fix your credit. Stop not paying your bills. Stop thinking that, I'm going to just let that shit go for the 7 years. Yeah, if you really want to do something, fix your credit. There's so many ways. You ain't got to come to me. You could go to whoever. But I'm just saying, fix your credit. That's how you're able to buy certain stuff. Change your environment. If you're around a bunch of people that's not doing nothing, watching TV all day, talking shit, drinking, smoking, and not doing nothing, then what are you learning in that circle? Okay, you're only picking up the behavior, and then eventually you're going to be you're going to be a product of that environment. So you have to put yourself around people that can teach you things so that you can grow. That's the only way that you're going to grow. You have to put yourself. You can't be the smartest person in your circle all the time. Where is their growth for you? They're learning from you, but who are you learning from? So that's one of the other things that you can do. Change the way that you think and how you speak, because the law of attraction is real. So instead of saying like, I don't know what terminology to use.
Most people do is hard.
The negative
they work
part of
8 hours
something
for somebody else and then come in and they can't put in 2 hours for their own self.
Instead of using the negative for something, when you say something about a specific situation, change it and use the positive. What you laughing at?
Cut a pounds. He said, hang around 5 broke people and you'll be the 6th one.
Amen. Yo, put that up. Oh man, yo, for real, that is so true. And another thing is, you do have to find people that you can grow with. And you have to find a circle that you can trust, because a lot of times people try to do these type of things with a group of people and it ain't going to work. It's like doing the susu with the hood. You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, somebody going to be out.
Mr. Official said you have to change. You have to change, but some people don't want to change because some people want a handout. And that's the truth.
Amen. That is 100% true. Let me tell you about that. I'm gonna keep it real. Even with what I do, I have artists, and I ain't trying to be funny, no disrespect, no shade, but I'm gonna keep it real. I have so many different artists that send me stuff on a regular basis, right? To listen to their music or to play their videos, this and that all the time, right? So what I start doing is, boom, listen, I got a show. If you want, you submit it to that. Like, we're about to have a vocal. You want to get yourself in rotation, or you just want me to listen to it? So do people actually think that like we're here all day if we listen to every single artist? This is why I try not to constantly push my stuff on people, because I know that they're so tired of so many people on the internet doing that. But the point that I'm making is people want you to do stuff, but they never want to support. They just want you to constantly support them. I'm going to tell you, I have people hit me up in reference to if they doing the same thing as far as podcasts and want information, but don't want to support us at all. They just want to know what we doing, how we doing it, and that's it. But don't want to support it. I don't care. I'm not going to sit here and be quiet because it's true. It's true. Who said that, Mark?
Yeah, no, Mr. Official said that.
Mr. Official is so damn true, because at the end of the day, they don't, and that's what I'm talking about. When it comes to us supporting each other, no one wants to give you a dime. They want to save every dollar so that they can get all their money up to go buy that Gucci belt. Okay? They ain't trying to support the black businesses. They try to get that Gucci belt. All right?
Yeah.
Stop playing with me.
What's the saying? They got the money for their wants, but they come in for their needs. I forgot that.
Yeah.
the saying.
They beg for what they need.
Mm-hmm.
No, is it beg for what they need?
Yeah. They go out they buy what they want and beg for what they need.
Yeah. They buy what they want and beg for what they need. You cannot do that. And it's so true. Like, some people do not want to change. Some people just straight up 100% expect that you're supposed to do everything for them for nothing. And the minute that you say, yo, boom, this is what it is, or this is the price, or this is the service, they don't even want to talk no more. They just want you to just...
You know what? I'm going to say sometimes it's not even about change. It's just pure lazy.
It is.
You know, some people, because to change takes work. And some people are just too lazy to even put the effort to change.
That is very true. That is very true. And again, change starts from your mind.
Yep.
Right? You have to want it here first. You have to want it here first. If you're constantly thinking negative, you're just drawing in negative stuff. Okay? And that goes back to the law of attraction. That shit is so real. Change the way you think. Because once you change that, then your actions will follow behind it. Speak greatness in everything that you do. Tell yourself that you already successful. You already made it. You already got this and that. Instead of using the words of I might not or I can't and people against. Who cares? You know, when I look at certain things, and then this is for anybody out there that's trying to do anything. How many people are in the world? I don't know the number. But all I know is, as far as Facebook, right? I got 5,000 friends. And most of them friends on my thing, they don't care about a damn thing of what I'm doing. I don't even know why they did. Some people just want to be my friend just to watch what I'm doing, right? They send friend requests. Okay, I accepted it. And I'm looking like, why did you want to be my friend? You don't interact. You don't do anything. You just want to watch. You understand what I'm saying? But it's like the kidnapper in the van over there in the corner. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what are you watching for? Like, yo, get off the page if you don't really want to interact. But the thing is, it's a big world out there. And if you think that you're not going to be successful just because this little group of people don't support you, don't think like that. It's a big world out here with people all over. These platforms are just little platforms of how we reach people. They're not big. There's Instagram, there's YouTube, there's Roku, there's TikTok, there's Twitch. There's so much. And then you have other ways to reach them. So don't ever get discouraged by thinking that just because you didn't get enough likes or you didn't get enough views that you're not going to be successful. Just because but this amount of people didn't download your album or everybody on your Facebook list didn't, you know what I'm saying, hit like. Who cares? It doesn't matter. You just got to know how to reach your potential fans outside of your social media, because most of the people on your social media, I hate to say it, they don't even want to see you make it anyway. I ain't even trying to sound negative or whatever, because some of them are people that you know that feel like if you make it, it will be they're unsuccessful.
Yep.
I just went through this. I ain't gonna talk about it, but I'm gonna say like this. Okay. Trying to do certain things up here in my area with people that I kind of knew, and they all flipped the script on me. Okay. They became jealous, wicked, and vindictive. They were throwing flyers in the fucking garbage. They were talking shit about me. I mean,
you got it. You might as well now just get into it. You just went into it, so you might as well get into it.
Who it is, I don't give a damn. At the end of the day, and some people smiling up in your face, talking to you like they like you. They don't even like you because they think that you was trying to take something away from them, or you got a little too much shine. Let me say this, and let me say this very clearly. Anybody that's seen what we were doing from the ground up. It was always me and my husband. Straight up. My kids, me and my husband. There's no way in hell I'm going to stop repping me, because that makes you feel uncomfortable. Yep. And that's what I'm talking about that ignorant mind. And that's why I said, get the fuck away from, excuse my language, you got to get away from that, because I came way too far to go that far back and put myself in the atmosphere of wicked, hateful, jealous, vindictive, crab in the barrel niggas. Yep, I said it. I ain't going to do it. I'm not with it. Okay. I've been down that road before because I was one. You understand? And I've been around people like that. Too much for me to act like, yo, I'm gonna stay. Nah, I'm not staying up in that, because all it's going to do is bring something else out of me that I tucked away. I grew from being that type of person. So why would I put myself back in the atmosphere with people like that? Nah, you separate yourself and you continue to grow. See, what people think is if they don't support you, shit ain't gonna pop. Is you crazy?
Yeah.
It's gonna pop. You understand? Because see, consistency. I'm never gonna be the type of person who only gets motivated just to be in competition with you. I'm motivated because it's what I want to do. That's why I'm gonna be successful. I'm motivated because it's in my heart to do it. It's a passion, not because, oh, I want to one you up, because eventually you're gonna get tired because it ain't in your heart. You just doing it because you're trying to be in competition. See what I'm saying? That's why ignorant niggas fell.
No, you know what I'm saying? Competition is okay as long as you know you're in competition. You know, most times people in competition with themselves, and they think that you're in competition with them, but it's just how they're feeling. You know, I don't even take that shit personal.
Listen, it's not about that. Listen, it's not about that. And this goes back to the whole thing, and this comes right back to the mindset of people in our community and in our hoods where they think a certain type of way, and you shouldn't be, because you don't. My thing is, if you're successful, I ain't losing sleep over that. I'm never going to lose sleep because you're successful. You understand? Some people will, because they're too busy comparing. I'm sorry. I understand what you're saying about the whole comparison thing with or competition. That's cool. But for me, I'm in competition with myself. Who am I better than who I was yesterday? Did I grow today? Are you someone that I can learn from? You know what I mean? Or are you just a headache? If you're a headache, I'm out. I'm sorry. Peace.
Well, and moving on.
What you mean? What the fuck?
I can't. Yeah. Mr. Official said, and you're right about that. They watch and hope that you don't make it, but they can't stop the true grinder.
Amen. Amen. Can never stop a true grinder. You got that right. Okay. And for me, I ain't never going to stop. Okay. And I always believe that consistency is everything. The problem with, and here's another thing, and I'm going to end it on this note unless you got something else to say. The problem with a lot of people is they expect immediate results. Yo, most successful people, it took years to build. You understand? They, you know how many times I see people, you're doing such and such. Well, I see this, or you got to get this. No, I don't. When the time is right is when it's going to be like that. So if you're looking at the now and you are, and that's what most people do, thinking that this is the be end all be all, then that's just because you got a small mind. Yep. Big shout out to my homegirl Zoya. She told me one time, she said, let me tell you something. I see you growing and being big and successful for what you do. And when I watch, and if I'm a part and on your platform, I treat it with the utmost respect because I got respect for you and what you do. Meanwhile, there was other people, you could tell they come on my platform, they don't even give a shit. Yeah, breasts all out, whatever. They were so disrespectful on the platform because they looked at me as being small because maybe I don't have the numbers yet. You understand? Because that's what people respect. They respect numbers. They don't respect quality. They respect numbers. And that's why a lot of good artists is being drowned out by a lot of just whatever. You know what I mean? People that's just doing crazy stuff just to get noticed for numbers, like all this stuff happening on TikTok with these kids, the Gorilla Glue people, all of that stuff. They're being drowned out. And the real people that care about their craft, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy how that's happening. But at the end of the day, never give up. Keep grinding, keep doing what y'all do. Y'all artists out there, y'all entrepreneurs, y'all with y'all clothing companies and all of that, always speak of it as something big. Never refer to anything you got as small or little. You got to think big and you got to be big because it will be big. I know I'm going to be big and I ain't worried about what nobody got to say because I believe in me. And that's it. I'm done. You got anything else to say?
Well, yeah, I was going to read what King Charlie Prince says, the truth requires change, then people would rather stay the same, set in their ways. If truth requires change, then people would rather stay set in their ways. Yeah, because it's easier to stay set in your ways than to actually change.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. That's the hard thing about change is actually doing it. It's just like a fight. People think that them showing that they're hard and they're aggressive and they'll curse you out is strong. But that's really a sign of weakness, because the strong person is the one that know how to control themselves and walk away. The hardest part is really not to punch people in their face when they act out of. I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm being honest. Like, do you know how much energy it takes for you to just sit there and then know that it's not worth it and walk away? How much it has to take in you to be that person? But it's easy for somebody to just be like that. You know what I mean? That's easy. So there's no strength in acting like you're, hard and aggressive and all of that stuff. And that's why I try to tell some of my sisters out there, and there ain't no shot at y'all. I love my sisters, but sometimes that aggressiveness, you got to chill out with it. It is not worth it. It's not worth it at all. Like, it's just not. But anyway, I hear where you coming from, King Charlie Prince, all day, every day. I got to talk to you behind the scenes because it's something that I'm trying to do.
You know what? Back on the community part of the thing, I thought about something, because when we think about changes in our neighborhood, and I know people get mad with me when I say this, but the first change in our neighborhood is we got to change the churches.
Oh shit! The show. What time is it? Because the show is supposed to be over. He wanted to start a whole new topic.
I'm just saying, because we left that out.
All right, fine.
We left that out, and the reason I say that, especially in the Black community, we have so many churches in our Black community where we are, especially our grandparents and our parents, are constantly paying into these churches that don't bring nothing to the community at all.
Well, listen.
Nope, not one.
Wait, first of all, you ain't even let me finish. I'm not defending nobody because I barely don't go to church no more. But I will say this, though. I will say this. I'm not going to totally just down talk every church. And let me explain why. There are some people who are doing the best. You got to remember something. And I have to tell myself this all the time. They're human beings just like we are. Okay? So if they're in there, they might be trying to do good and they might fail at certain things and might not be perfect. Who are we to judge? Just like we tell them they can't judge us, we're judging them.
Nah, so, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, and if somebody gets specific, if you're mad about what I'm saying, then just take a good look at your church and ask yourself, what is your church doing in your community?
I know some people that say that their churches are giving back.
Every now and then when you give out a can of soup to somebody in need, your church gets billions. These churches get billions of dollars from Black people regularly. If they were putting that money back into the communities, we wouldn't have half the issues.
No, listen, I do agree. I do. I just thought about, like not really knocking all the churches like that anymore, because I sat back and thought about it. But I do agree that especially in Black communities, you'll see all types of churches all through the neighborhood. Just like you'll find Kentucky Fried Chicken, Kennedy Fried Chicken, the liquor store, the nail salon, the weave store, all of that, the check cashing place, freaking Renner Center, all the hood stores, right? This is not by a mistake. All of this is by design. And then you do have these churches in these neighborhoods, and some of them could do better. I can't sit here and say all because I'm not there. There might be a lot that's doing stuff.
I grew up in the Bronx where it was a church damn near every 5 blocks. Come on.
Okay, well, listen, I'm not.
I'm not, and like all I'm saying is, before you start donating your money to the church, see how much they're doing for the community.
Okay, that's a good idea.
I'm not saying that don't do anything at all, but just like Karen said, some of these pastors are lining their pockets. That's all they there for.
Karen didn't say that. Who said that?
Yeah, she did.
Oh, I thought Cutter said it. Okay.
They're lining their pockets, and the thing about it is, if these churches all say the right thing because they look at our community and go, "Oh, we know exactly what you're dealing with, so we're gonna say exactly what you need to feel."
That is true. You go in there, they got a message for you. Of course, we all going through the same shit, so of course that message was for you today. Yeah. Right? Everybody in here.
All I'm saying is, before you donate your money, it should be more. If they want you to be there every Sunday, then every Saturday they need to be out in the community.
I can't say every Saturday.
Every Saturday. If I got to be there every Sunday, every Saturday.
You don't have to be there every Sunday. That's a decision that you make.
Right, but if they want you there every Sunday, they make sure that they tell you, oh, come here next weekend. Or yo, I think if you in a community, if you're a church in a community, collecting money from I watched my grandmother put a lot of money into church. A lot. You know, we watch our parents put a lot of money into church, and these churches don't give nothing back to the community.
Some of them do. Some of them do, though. I will say I've been hearing. Does
not count.
No, I'm not. I'm just telling you for like like my mom's church, my friend's church. They give back. So I can't really say that all churches is like this, and that's why I said I have to change my language and change the approach, because yes, some, but not all. There really are people who are out there trying to give back.
Where your mother lives at too.
It's not just about that. There are some people.
I am talking about churches in the hood.
Okay.
We wouldn't have as many shootings if the pastors weren't scared to come out there of church and get involved in the community.
Karen said they want your time.
Yeah, they do. If these same pastors were calling out parents saying, because they know how to call you out when you're sinning. But if these same parents aren't saying, hey, they see your kids running around doing shit and telling these parents, hey, look at your son, yo. He's over here on the block. That's what your community's supposed to do. If your kid is out there on the block, somebody should be saying, hey, come on, this is where your son is at.
Not telling, getting out there and stepping to the kid, not stepping in an aggressive way, but in the way of being a leader in the community and saying, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. But then let's talk about the resources. And we're not going to get into that right now because we've been on here for a minute. But the resources for these kids. And I'm always going to go back to us. I'm going to blame this all on us. I'm sorry. If we don't provide workshops and resources and give these kids things to do, then whose fault is it really? You can't tell somebody you could do better when you never showed them how to do better. You have to show them how to do better.
Saying, I don't disagree with you. It is our fault, but it starts with who we put in our community as leaders. When you look at our politicians who work in they New York City, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pay the most. New York City, the taxes New York City pays, the state taxes that New York City pays, they pay enough to take care of New York State combined, but none of the money goes into the hood. Now think about that. Or the 5 boroughs pay most of the state tax to New York State, but when you look at where that money goes, it stays upstate and not in the city, where the money is coming from.
Speaking of that,
so when we say that, that's because politicians aren't doing what they're supposed to do for the community that they're in. I guarantee you, every black person sees the same community politician every time it's time to vote. And what we do is we go out and vote for the same guy, knowing he ain't doing shit for us.
That's a whole nother topic. But it's true though. But that's a whole nother topic. I didn't forgot what I was gonna say. I forgot. Oh, speaking of community, do you have that flyer up there? Did you upload that?
Yep.
I just want to put this out here. This is going on in the Bronx. My friend, big shout out to Shabaya Clark. He has a drama-free program for the kids. There is a job fair, I believe, going on. So from what he told me, he said, listen, if people are struggling and they don't have work and stuff like that, there is jobs available. It is companies looking for so many people, guys. So many people. The reason that I wanted to share this with y'all, and make sure y'all share this with somebody else, is because this company will hire you if you have a record. They will. So they are there to basically help people who's getting out of jail, to give them, opportunity to be able to work and stuff like that. So this here, if you could get the information off of here, but where's the location? Because I can't see. It looks like
240 Food Center Drive in the Bronx.
Okay, and that's going on June 2nd. Tomorrow from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Guys, if you're looking for a job, look at all the things. They got CDL delivery, non-commercial delivery drivers. They need driver helpers. I can't see. Warehouse workers.
Dispatchers. No, a CDL B driver, delivery drivers, and non-CDL delivery drivers.
Day and night warehouse managers. what is that? Night safety training managers, dispatchers, and what's that? What's the last one?
A driver manager.
Oh, driver manager. Okay. So guys, look, and they got $5,000 sign-on bonus that's being offered. I cannot see those tiny words there, but I just want to share that with y'all. And yeah, I just want to share that with y'all so that y'all could, if y'all know anybody who is looking for a job, make sure that y'all check that out. Yeah. Why is that like that? Make sure y'all check that out. So make sure you guys share that. I don't know if you have any final words.
Nope. I don't have anything.
All right, guys. So listen, we want to thank y'all for tuning in to From the Ground Up Productions. I want to remind y'all, we are a day behind, but I believe tomorrow we should be up and running with our own TV network. Due to our success, we are expanding and we now have our own network. So if there's anybody out there that is a content creator, have music videos, movies, short films, documentaries, kid shows, etc. There you go. Stand-up comedy, okay? Web series, news, church, gamers. Look, he laughing. I'm still with it though. You know what I mean? So church, you can't knock them all. Fitness instructors, sports and educational material, you can hit us up, and we are also open for anybody who wants to run their ads and be an affiliate and sponsor the whole network. Yes, this is our business, so we ask that you treat it as such and respect it for what it is. It is a business. It is our network, and the purpose of us creating this network is so that we could be in control of the content that we want to watch. Instead of turning on the TV, being upset of, oh my God, they playing this again, or oh my God, this is on here and these things are happening. Well, guess what? We can, instead of looking for them to change, we can start making the changes ourselves. We don't have to always go elsewhere for opportunities. We can create the opportunities for ourselves. And that's why we started that network channel, and we are starting there, and we are going to be growing from there. So if anybody's interested, you guys can hit me up. You can send me a DM, or you can send an email to From the Ground Up, the same way we spell it here, From the Ground Up Productions @gmail.com. Send your content in and we will look it over. And if you are a great fit, we will send you our packages, and you can see what packages suit you. And you will be in rotation or on demand. That's right. That's right. Spread the word. From the Ground Up Productions TV on Roku. Coming soon. I think tomorrow. Will it be tomorrow? It should be up and running. But don't worry, guys. We will be posting it like, hey, it's there. It's up and running. Ready for y'all to go. And the great thing about it is, too, anybody affiliated with our network will get constant promotion as we're promoting it. We will be promoting everybody that's affiliate with it. And we will be having certain events where we have get-togethers where all of the network affiliates will be able to get in for free at our Diamond Access events. That's right, our Diamond Access events, because that is not over. It is continuing, baby. So if you don't have any final words?
Nope. I'm good.
Thank y'all for tuning in, and we are out. We'll see you next time on From the Ground Up Productions. Peace.
Later.
From the ground up. From the ground up. There's only one way to go from here.